Just sit over, King.
Friends, as we observe another Memorial Day holiday, many Americans would greet it as the unofficial beginning of summer and a good day, weather permitting, for outdoor recreation. They'll play golf and softball, go fishing, hike, have picnics, head to the beach. And in cemeteries all over the country, a bugler will sound taps to remind us of the sacrifices the day is intended to commemorate. At Arlington National Cemetery, soldiers from the 3rd U.S. Infantry Brigade will place a small American flag at the headstone of more than 250,000 graves, headstones that bear names of every ethnic origin, to mark the final resting places of professional soldiers and constables, rich and poor, Christian, Jew, and Muslim, believer, non-believer, dark-skinned and white, city dwellers, and people from small towns and rural communities, teachers and machinists, day laborers, and residents. Families in every place in America have a relative or ancestor buried there. Besides their common humanity, only one thing for certain connects each of the men and women who are interred at Arlington and with their fellow veterans resting in all our cemeteries and farm fields around the world. They loved our country and risked everything to defend it. Gettysburg, Belleau Wood, Iwo Jima and Midway, Normandy and the Ardennes Forest, the chosen reservoir of Khe Sanh, the Ajran Fire Valley, Kandahar, all these battles, all these great tests of courage and character made a legend of the combat veterans' devotion to duty in every community in America. It is a lesson in courage and patriotism that helps instruct those who defend our country today in their duty, and it instructs those of us who won't have the privilege and the burden of bearing arms for our country. Our country doesn't depend on the heroism of every citizen. But all of us should be worthy of the sacrifices made on our behalf. We have to love our freedom, not just for the private opportunities it provides, but for the goodness it makes possible. We have to love it as much, even if not as heroically, as the brave Americans who defend us at the risk and often the cost of their lives. We must love it enough to argue about it and to work together to serve its interests in whatever way our abilities permit and our conscience requires, whether it calls us to arms or to altruism or to politics. You know as well as I, the world we live in is uncertain. It still holds dangers for us, for everyone for whom freedom is at the heart of their heart. Man's inhumanity to man is an evil that will never be entirely extinct. No matter how long a peace endures, it is always temporary. Americans will always be asked again to bear burdens that only the brave can endure. That burden will be their honor, as it once was ours. But it is a better world than our fathers inherited and their fathers before them. A world purchased at great and terrible cost by sacrifices on killing grounds that are now green fields, quiet beaches, and peaceful corners of the river. We should be proud of what they did, proud and humble. Humble in the knowledge that we enjoy our freedom because of the devotion of Americans who sacrificed greatly to secure the blessings of liberty to to ourselves and our posterity, those Americans for whom duty, honor, comrades, and love of country are more dear to them than life itself. When the time came for them to answer their country's call, to fight on a field they did not know, they came. And on small islands, dense jungles, and mountainsides, in the air, and on and below the water, they served well the country that sent them there. In the fog of hard battles won and lost, they held high a lantern of courage and faith that illuminated the way home with honor. History does not remember all of them as individuals. We don't even know where they all rest. But we must not forget what they did. Their honor is eternal and will live in our country for so long as she remains worthy of their sacrifice. They were family and friends to some, heroes to all. Safety and future of a great and good nation. God bless them and grant them perpetual peace.